Hello and welcome to video 2 in our 7-video free AI resume masterclass. Let's go ahead and jump in and get started. Today we're going to be going in depth with the professional summary, explaining why it is the most important section on your resume. So let's get started now. First, let's go through the agenda. We're going to talk about the anatomy of a powerful summary. Then we're going to talk about the 6-second rule and why it really matters. You only have 6 seconds with recruiters. And we're going to talk about first impression psychology. We're going to talk about common mistakes, 3 key components of that professional summary, using AI to improve it, sourcing, polishing, and integrating. And if you're watching this out on YouTube or perhaps social media, there is an entire free course. This is just video 2 of 7 of the entire free AI resume masterclass available on School. You can get that at school.com/AI/resume-masterpiece. It's completely free. Not only will you get 7 very informative lessons with action items so you can build your gold standard resume using the power of AI, you're also going to get a template to start with in Microsoft Word format that you can download from within that school group. You're also going to get a Q&A access and subthreads on things like interviews, so you can ask all your questions, cover letters, exit strategies, so things to consider as you move on from one position to the next. So highly recommend you join that so you get access to all those free resources, and again, completely free. As usual, please subscribe and follow so you can stay updated of the latest content that I release, both on Instagram and YouTube at Lance Wills Coaching. And please share this course. Not only will it help you and those you share it with, it will help you reinforce your learning, and you'll achieve results faster with an accountability buddy if you take the course alongside them. So without further ado, let's jump in with our first section, Anatomy of a Powerful Summary. So the title, this is something that is quite surprising to some people. You don't want to put your current title. You want to be aspirational. So you want to put the title you're going for. Think of how recruiters are looking at your resume. Let's say they have a director role. They're not going to be looking for managers. Hey, let me see if I can find some managers I can turn into directors for this role. No, they're going to look for directors to fit a director role. So if you're a manager and you're going for a director role, don't put manager. You want to put your title as director. Okay, so this is the first item, is your desired title, not your present title. Okay, unless you're going for the same position or the same leveling. Very, very important distinction. You also want to include your education or certification milestone. So include your degree, area of study, advanced degrees such as MBA, specialties, key certifications that are important for getting that next target position. And also years of experience. It helps recruiters with parity, so alignment between the role they're filling and your work history length, right? They have a sort of profile they're looking to fill, and this very quickly aligns that with what they're trying to fill. So you also want to include your function. So if you need more distinction from your title or you need to get granular with a subcategory, make sure to do that here. You'll know it if that's relevant to you. If not, disregard. And then if you have specific industries you are focusing on or you want to work in, make sure you include those here. Or industries that you're trying to get into to create that, again, that parity and alignment with the recruiter and what they're trying to fill. You also want to include tools, stack, buzzwords. This is sort of an open identifier that you can use to suit your purpose. You also want to optimize it for humans and SEO, humans and ATS tracking bots, and this helps in your LinkedIn as well. And then a bonus is to include quantified successes. Again, we're getting a little bit long-winded here, so we want to make sure we're very, very efficient and pointed with this, but it's a nice little value add to include some of your career trophy, mini trophy cases or successes for your most high-impact professional accomplishments, and we'll see an example of that here in a moment. I also wanted to talk about the 6-second rule and first impression psychology because this is super, super important. You only get one first impression, so don't mess it up. And that goes for your resume as well. And the 6-second rule is you have 6 seconds to capture a recruiter's attention. They are absolutely inundated with resumes and you need to make it easy for them. So again, let's say we get past the application tracking system bots that filter out those unqualified resumes, which taking this course is going to help you get past those or improve your chances of doing that greatly. Then once you get in front of a recruiter, you got 6 seconds. They better understand who you are, what you're about, what your experience is, and what you're going for. Otherwise, they're just going to kick you aside, put you in the circular bin, the trash can, and move on to other candidates. So don't make them guess. Don't let creativity get in the way. Simple is better. Follow the gold standard that we're including in our resume template, and it's form over function, right? So don't get fancy. Just make sure they know exactly who you are, what your background is, what your specialty is, what your skills are, your education, years of experience, very, very quickly. And the tone in your professional summary sets the tone for your entire resume. So don't be too playful or cute. If you're going for a professional position, this is not the time for that. You can do that a little bit on the interview when you get to know them. And this convinces them that you're worth exploring and reading deeper. Okay, so that's 6 seconds. That's not to scan your whole resume. That's just primarily for the professional summary to read that, this is someone who's worth exploring more. The hiring manager won't laugh at me or be annoyed if I submit this person as a candidate, right? So that's what they're tasked with. And also articulates your seniority in domain. It's sort of your bat signal that immediately confirms, yep, they're a good candidate at the most basic level. Okay, this warrants me exploring more of their resume, exhausting more of my time as a time-strapped recruiter to go deeper into the resume and see if they in fact are a good candidate. But you have to pass that 6-second rule, and you do it with a very, very well-constructed professional summary. So let's talk about what not to do in your professional summary. Don't be vague. Don't use generic language. That doesn't do you any good. It doesn't separate you from the masses. And if anything, it actually hurts your chances. Length, not too long or too short, right? You want to be just right in that sweet spot. Too short, you're not going to get enough information, or perhaps it'll look like you don't follow through and complete work. This could translate through to, what you'll be like in the position, or at least in their minds. And then too long, are you too verbose, right? Is this person going to spend too much time talking and wasting other people's times versus being productive? So this, again, it may seem simple, but it articulates and passes through to what it would be like working to you, or at least that's how it can be perceived. So be mindful of that. And then also no metrics. So lacks quantified successes, proof or validation. Remember I said that was sort of an optional or a bonus. You really should have those. If for some reason you don't, you should figure out a way to be creative in that particular element to add some quantified successes to wow them. And we'll show examples of that here shortly. Also, make sure you're not missing any industry keywords. So if it lacks terms or phrases that create parity with the role or industry, you can come off as amateur, right? Or if you're using terms that are off-brand for that particular role or that industry, it can hurt you. So make sure you don't do that. And you can use AI to remedy and clean those things up. So let's talk about the 3 key components. Here's an example at the top just for reference. Title and education or certifications. Match the job's target language. Instantly create alignment with the role the recruiter is filling. Okay? So, hey, I'm filling a CMO role. I'm not looking for VP of marketing. I'm looking for CMOs. Hey, this person, the first word is the title I'm trying to fill the role for, which is CMO. Boom, checks that box. Very, very good. Years of experience matches a requisite experience. So obviously it's got to make sense for the titling or leveling of that role as well. So here, CMO and engineer, that's a nice bonus with 15 plus years of, okay, great. I know there's 15 years of professional experience. That's about what I'm looking for, a minimum of 10. So there you go. Check that box. Perfect. We're checking the boxes off and moving on. Domain expertise. Communicate the industries you've operated within. Reflect job description's core keywords. Clearly identifies you as a viable candidate. Recruiters are tasked with separating the chaff from the wheat. That's sort of an older term, but basically means separating the good from the bad. Help them, right? Establish identity. Instantly create alignment with the role the recruiter is filling. I just talked about that. Communicate the industries you have operated within. If they want someone who has experience in the medical or healthcare field, very important for you to have that up front and center within your professional summary. And a bonus, again, proof and achievements. High level, not too detailed. Metrics of how you impacted the business. Category defining wins. A candidate the recruiter wants to present. Won't waste the hiring manager's time to consider. Brands you are a high performer in your space. Okay, so here, if we look at this example, we have the titling, senior manager, we have years of experience. We immediately go into industry keywords, right? So AI, SaaS, that's software as a service. PLG, SLG, that's product-led growth, sales-led growth. These are all highly relevant for marketing, sales, as well as product roles. B2B, that's business to business, startup, enterprise, ABM, account-based marketing, cloud events, social media, storytelling experience, who deliver 2 Series A. Now we're getting into the success, quantified successes. Deliver 2 Series A. Wow, that's pretty great. 27,000 developer signups. This is really important, especially for AI products and software nowadays, because they're primarily targeting developers. So again, if you're targeting a role in AI, you're targeting developers, this is really a bonus. 2,500 B2B signups, okay, 1 million visitors, 2 million open source software downloads as first marketing hires, right? Oh, wow, this person has been the first marketing hire. They deliver 2 successful Series A's. Boom, this is a lot of the core DNA that, the hiring manager, CEO, founder has articulated to the recruiter they're looking for. So again, check those boxes, make it easy for the recruiter. It's all there up front and center. Now we'll talk a little bit about using AI. So model the gold standard. Again, use a system that's worked. You're free to vary from that, at your own peril. Again, this has worked, proven in my particular situation, and I think it will work for you. Hence, that's why I recommend you stick with it as close as possible. Use the example professional summary as the input in your prompt, along with pasting your resume as the content to use. We'll talk a little bit about that shortly. Build keyword clusters using AI. Paste in 1 to 5 job descriptions. Prompt the LM to build you a professional summary modeled after the gold standard. Sources: LinkedIn, Glassdoor, Well Found, or Y Combinator for startups. So wherever you want to find those job descriptions, again, paste in, the more the better. Extract: skills, tools, competencies. Discovery: identify repeating themes, so you can find repeating themes within those, or let the LLM do that. Buzzwords: find hidden expectations, new industry keywords. For example, a few years ago, growth hacker was a boon a while back. And what that means is once I added that into my resume, I started getting a lot more traction, responses, recruiter calls, screening calls, interviews. Today, it could be AI, vibe coding, etc. So again, find those keywords. AI is a great way to do that. Keyword themes. So for example, leadership keywords. If you're looking for a leadership role, reinforce yourself as a leader when you speak like one. Technical keywords. Broadcast that you're up to date with the latest tools, disciplines, or methods. For example, MCP, Model Context Protocol, for a developer. That's a very, very big and important thing right now. That'd be one of those terms you definitely want to add. Industry keywords. Are you in the know, right? Do you know the latest terms, or are you using outdated nomenclature and terminology? Soft skill keywords, generally not as important, but hiring managers want capable people. Are you able to interact with humans? Again, this might be more relevant for earlier in your career, not so much later in your career. And then ATS and humans, application tracking systems. Those are those systems that basically filter resumes, generally filter out resumes, trying to find the creme de la creme of those applicants to save human time by leveraging that technology. So ensure ATS and human readability. While your resume may be used primarily for humans, you can also use it for online applications where it will need to pass ATS bots. So instrument with a balance for both. Again, humans as well as ATS bots. And we'll go now to a live demo, building the professional summary for an account executive. All right, so give me 1 second to switch over to new chat. Let's go over to my prompts. We can go here. We can go to prompts, jump down. Professional summary. Use the following. We're going to actually use this one. Use the following 3 versions. Please use the following job descriptions that I can model for my resume. Okay, so we're going to take that. We're going to go over into Chad here. Paste. I hit Shift Enter to create an empty line. If you just hit Enter, it's going to submit it, and then you're going to have to start over. Okay, so Shift Enter will create an empty carriage return or line return. And now I'm going to actually bring in those job descriptions for sales. So let's go back to the top. Let's go here, and I'm going to paste in. Oh, there it is. It's right here. Okay, so I'm actually going to paste all 3 of these. Okay. go back into ChatGPT. We're going to paste those in. Perfect. Use the following 3-line professional summary as a model. VP Marketing, PMM Engineer. Basically, we just saw that as our gold standard. Please use the following job descriptions to create a representative professional summary that I can model for my resume. Create example fictitious quantified sales successes as needed. Okay, there we go. All right, let's do that. Here's a 3-line professional summary, model exactly after example, but tailored to enterprise account executive roles with strong representative fictional metrics, so you can use this template. And here it is, enterprise account executive and GTM leader with 10 years at enterprise SaaS, complex sales cycles, AI, FinDem tech tools, and consultative value-based selling experience across regulated and technical markets. Proven top performer who closed 18 million in net new ARR, averaged 135% plus quota attainment, and consistently landed 250,000 to 1 million annual contract value deals through MedPick-driven multi-threaded enterprise motions. I love it. MedPick is a sales methodology, perfect for a salesperson. This is gold. All right. Trusted advisor to C-suite, CROs, CISOs, and heads of compliance engineering who built greenfield territories, won 40 plus net new logos, and drove 8 million in expansion revenue across Fortune 1000 and high-tech growth. Perfect. Okay. We're going to really condense this down. Let's make the same character count as my model. So let's see here. Again, now we're doing AI second, which is taking something that's already been generated and then really condensing it down. Here is your metrics, near identical character like. There's a 3 on tense, tight, dense metrics forward. Enterprise account executive with 10 years, perfect. Value based. And you can now take this and you can customize it yourself with, oh, my dog is getting a little excited. All right, let me let you out. All right, buddy. What do they say? Never work in show business with children or pets or animals. Anyways, well, it's real. You see, it's very real. And you'll probably get to meet Cozy here in an upcoming video. All right, this is wonderful. Great, great. If you want, I can now hard match exact character count to the letter. Just say log exact count. So let's do this. Let's just do this. As you can see, the LLMs are very generous. They'll often give you instructions or options upon which to proceed or to iterate. Let's look this. I need the original 3-line objects one more time so I can match it precisely. Okay, so that's pretty funny. Oh, that's not it. Oh, there it is. Perfect. And all right. Here is your enterprise account executive professional summary, rewritten to match the exact structure, line breaks, and character count of your original. Enterprise account executive with 10 plus years of GDM, enterprise SaaS, fintech, digital, so regular markets, MedPick, ABM Cloud, outbound, and consulted select experience. We delivered 18 million net. This is great. And there you have it. Beautiful. That's basically copy and paste ready for you to add to your resume. So we definitely love that. All right. That was our live demo. Let's talk a little bit about sourcing, polishing, and integrating. Source, seed. Provide job titles and target roles. Champion. Provide achievement highlights or ask for placeholders, which you saw we did. Tone. Ask AI for multiple tone variations to see which you prefer. Confident but not arrogant. Was very clean and concise, the version we got, so I don't think we need to do that. But again, something to keep in mind. Shorten and refine. Concision. Keep it to 2 to 3 tight lines. Wordsmith. Use powerful verbs. Tacky yet unrefined. For those of you who know me, know where that comes from. Avoid cliches. Think outside the box. Don't put anything like that devalues your resume. Looks like you're sort of just copy and emulating something just for the sake of it. Powerful. Which version positions you the strongest? Ask a friend. Parody. Which aligns the best with job description language? Truth. Which reflects your true strengths? So again, you can use multiple LLMs, test them, go back and forth, see what works best for you, which one you like. Polishing. Remove filler language, so results-oriented, dynamic. remove those. They don't serve a purpose. They're dated. They're old. They're tired. Enhance clarity. Use crisp, specific phrasing. Eliminate run-on sentences. Fortunately, it's so short, it's really hard for you to mess up and sort of inflate this with filler terms. You saw it was just very, very dense with high-value keywords. Ensure readability at a glance. Final keyword check. Rerun through AI for ATS optimization. Validate industry alignment. Keep language human sounding. Let's do a quick thing right now. So that's part of the process. Please rerun and make this ATS friendly to bypass ATS filters for online applications. Perfect. Here's your ATS optimized version of the same three-line summary. I kept the same type format, but removed symbols, abbreviations, and smart punctuations that ATS systems often misread, and added keyword density for enterprise AE roles. Enterprise account executive with 10 plus years experience in go-to-market strategy, enterprise SaaS, artificial intelligence, fintech developer. So changed GTM to go-to-market. I probably revert it back to GTM. Everybody knows what that is. Proven revenue producer who generated over. So again, this really made it longer. Again, so you have to find that balance. I actually prefer the previous version. I don't really think that ATS bots are really going to kick you out for using known industry terms and taxonomy like GTM, MedPick, things like that. So great. Glad we just did that, just so you can see what that looked like. And then finalize and integrate. Format for consistency, bold title, normal text for summary, keep paragraph tight, no bullets, read aloud, and test. Should sound authoritative, flow naturally, and feel like your voice. Prepare for next modules. Save summary in your template, use it to anchor your experience, rewrite. And then obviously your action item for this lesson is to build your own professional summary section now. So please go do that. Now let's review what we just covered today. Anatomy of a powerful summary. So we obviously covered that. The 6-second rule, first impression psychology. You only have 6 seconds. Don't waste it or squander it. Make it easy for the recruiter. Common mistakes. We showed you what to avoid. 3 key components. What is most important about your professional summary. Using AI, we did a live demo and talked a little bit about that. Sourcing, polishing, and integrating. And if you do want to go faster, we're at the end of the course, or want to get extra help, please set up a schedule a one-on-one consulting discovery call with me. Again, there's a lot of value there. It's beyond your resume. Really where this starts to take hold and really start to deliver results is when you start to integrate some of these principles into your LinkedIn profile and you start to generate that LinkedIn inbound engine. And it really delivered a lot for me once I started doing this. I've gotten up to 1,000 90-day LinkedIn profile views. So if you look under your profile, you should be able to see your analytics in LinkedIn. 10x my appearance on recruiter searches. You get more analytics by paying for the LinkedIn service, one of their paid packages, especially if you're a job seeker. 75 plus inbound, again, without me doing anything, employing these as I do with my students via the one-on-one coaching. They started to generate inbound inquiries of your target role. So you're not out there begging people to speak with you. They actually are knocking your door down, trying to speak with you. Improve your faster hiring times, so 50% potentially, and ideally increase your salary 15 to 35%. Again, these are results I've seen, not guaranteed for anyone else, but this is what we're trying to strive for. Again, lots of things we fix, high leverage networking, so you can reach out to any job. Right, we generate those inbound, but there's also outbound strategies. Build confidence, really telling that story, your career arc, and getting ahead of recruiters' questions. They love that. You say, oh, do you have any questions for me? Well, you pretty much answered everything. That's pretty much happens on every recruiter call that I have. Career storytelling framework, same thing. Positioning that next target role as the next logical step in your career and why you're the perfect candidate. Career and income mapping, so eliminate drift. So don't just fall forward into your next job. Have a strategy, build a path, and a deliberate growth plan. We help you with that. And then career momentum metrics, we talked about that. So building those metrics for tracking your progress in your job search. And then obviously some advanced tactics. So do schedule one-on-one if you're interested in that or it sounds appealing to you. If you haven't already, please join the free masterclass on School. Again, if you're watching one of these courses on YouTube or one of these lessons on YouTube or the entire course on YouTube or social media, there is a completely free class, the AI Resume Masterclass on School. all 7 video lessons. You get that gold standard resume template that we're building your new resume on. There's a community Q&A as well as subthreads for specific topics to get your questions answered on things like interviews, etc. So please do join that group if you haven't. And most importantly, let's do this. You get what you measure, what you focus on, and where you take action. So please complete all those action items. It's best to complete it right after you watch the video. And in the next lesson, that'll be lesson 3, we talk about the project stack and environment section. It's a really fun, malleable section where you can, stuff those keywords in there that are high value, that are above and beyond perhaps what are included in your professional summary of your previous positions, or consolidating them. And again, it's a section you can customize to fit your purpose. It's the number 1 section you can use to customize, and we'll show you how AI can help you do that with meaningful, impactful keywords. So hopefully we'll see you on the next lesson. And as always, upwards.